So namaste everyone. Finally, I got chance to meet ma'am, and I was searching for opportunity, but I was unable to find her.
Okay, okay.
Actually, my parents has told, and even from myself, I have a plan to do a new startup. I have not a very strong plan, but at least there is some plan.
Yeah.
So, according to you, how can we youngsters begin from? Those youngsters who even don't have very big access to good capital, you know. So, what do you want to say? What should we youngsters do regarding that?
Well, I've learned and I have supported many startups for the last more than a decade. And my experience is that if you have a very good idea, you will get access to also funding. So it really revolves around the idea, because if a bank or an investor or a business angel, if they see an opportunity, they will be prepared to support you financially. And so you need to have a really solid and good plan idea.
And according to you, what is the more important, idea or a very big financial startup, or a very big finance, or very huge amount of money is necessary, or idea is necessary to do a new startup?
Well, of course, if you have capital at the start of your business, that makes a bit life easier, but that's not going to do the trick. You need to be able to manage. A business goes through a life cycle, and you have the startup phase, then you might get caught in the valley of death. You have the growth phase, maturity, and then if you don't innovate, then it might decline. So if you are not able to manage that dynamics, of what is the cycle of a business, but also in combination with the people, then you can have all the money in the world, but you're not going to succeed.
And most of the youth fail to face the valley of death. You said a point, that is the valley of death. Most youngsters, they become hopeless during those periods.
Yeah, what a business is the heart of any business is about creating value, and we have come to measure value always in financial terms. So value is measured in terms of capital that we receive, a seed fund, or a return on investment, or market growth, or in these financial parameters. But value is more than that. You offer value also to the society, which is not only about money, but you are contributing to solving a problem. But you also should offer value to your employees. You should offer a place where they feel that they are being taken serious, and that they can also use their talents to make this business grow. And we've come to see also human resources as a means to, for instance, drive productivity, reduce costs, and this goes at the expense also of the quality of the business.
And then, according to you, there are two type of people who start business. Some people do the same business what others are doing.
Yeah.
Because that is quite easy way.
Yeah, of course.
But some people wants to do something different.
Yeah.
According to you, which sector is best or better from progress point of view?
That's difficult to say, because I have seen businesses, as you say, point out, that enter into a market where there are all similar businesses and are hugely successful. And I've seen also new businesses with something really, you could say, a radical innovation, and they don't manage to capture the market. The advantage you have when you enter a market which is already existent and you become one of the players is that your adoption curve is probably quicker. People know this type of products, but on the other hand, they also have to decide to leave the company where they were used to go and replace that by your company. So it's not so easy to say.
And then one more question. Normally people say if you have to start a business, then you must study business. But actually I'm from science background,
Yeah.
and
What is your background?
I'm from physical mechanical science,
Okay.
mechanical physics.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, do you support the idea that if you have practical knowledge, then practical knowledge and solid business plan, then it is not necessary to have a theoretical knowledge of business? Do you believe that even a science background person can start a business?
I think you need to combine. It depends a little bit on the type of product, but you need to combine that. You need to have this academic, conceptual, theoretical attitude to be able to also understand the complexities of the context that you are operating in. But you also need to be able to translate it into something very practical and something tangible, a product. So this is what it makes it so sometimes complicated for entrepreneurs, that you need to have both these qualities.
And then, according to you, we youngster, how much time we have to wait to see our business grown from very ground to a certain level? So, I mean to say, a business doesn't become successful in a day.
No.
It takes time.
Yeah.
So normally, you have experienced a lot of youngsters like us. You have given them suggestion, and they may be successful too. So normally, how much time is needed to feel ourselves that, oh, now I'm in the track from startup?
That's very difficult to say. It depends on so many different factors, and you always have to deal with the uncertainty of what is your customer, what is your user going to do, and you don't know that. So you can make an estimation, you can make a kind of prediction, but it's very difficult to assess. How quickly you will go from, let's say, at the point of entry when you are starting up. When will you really reach that early majority? It's difficult to say. The only thing that you can rely on maybe is studying also similar products, how did they behave, and that can give you an indication. But the consumer is highly unpredictable. That you don't know how they're going to react to what you have to offer.
And ma'am, some people produce very good product.
Yeah.
Quality is very high.
Yeah.
And everything is good. Price is also according to
Yeah,
the
it's
access of
perfect.
people.
Yeah.
But they become fail to bring their product to the market.
Yeah.
I think there may be marketing unsuccessful of that.
Yeah. Well, I've seen that happen a lot in Holland.
So what to do? So what to do for that? Those who have built a very good product, they have very good idea, but they are unable to make their product in the reach of people.
Yeah, but because those are two different things. I've seen that happen so much in Holland. It's that if you are excellent at developing a product and your aim is to really develop something which is of really high quality in a technical perspective, this does not necessarily mean that you are meeting customer needs. I can give you the example. I worked for a very long time for Philips. Philips is very famous.
Yeah.
And they even have a research lab, very famous. So they're excellent at developing products. But I've seen so many products fail because they were so focused on really reaching this level of excellence that only in second instance they thought about the customer. So for that reason, they failed to enter the market while competitors did with a product which was similar but maybe not as excellent.
Oh, you mean to see it must meet the need of customer.
You have to think, that's why the design method is so important. You have to start from the customer. You have to understand your user, you have to understand your customer. Of course, you also have to meet, if it's a very technical product, criteria of safety or security or whatever. But you have to start with the customer because that's the person that's going to buy your product.
Then I'm planning to start
What kind of business do you want to start?
a tool type of. There is one tool,
Yeah.
not a very complicated tool, but I want to. If I believe that if that tool will be in the reach of especially farmers, then I think agriculture may be easier.
Okay. And what kind of
And
tool is it?
we have a team
Yeah.
at
Okay.
our campus,
Okay.
and but you know, we are unable to do a business plan, a concrete business plan.
Okay. So what kind of difficulties are you facing?
So suppose if I am your student,
Yeah.
and if I were in Netherlands,
Yeah.
then how would you guide me?
I would say
to start?
look at your customer. You know, because you now are developing a tool with which you think you can improve the lives of people working in
Farmers,
agriculture.
farmers, yeah.
But do you really know your customer? Do you know what their needs are? Do you know what the benefits are of what you have to offer? And especially, will you be able to convey that message? I mean, is the product also that you are going to sell to them? Is it not too complicated? Because you say, because you are the expert. Oh, this is a perfect product. But if it's too complicated for them to use, this might be an obstacle. So it also that you need to understand your customer.
So should we visit the field? You meant to say to do a kind of research?
Yeah, I would really use the design method to really start from the customer perspective, trying to list also, what are the benefits that you are offering, and then go back to your value proposition, which is a description of your customer, basically the needs a customer, or not the jobs a customer carries out. What does this farmer do in his day-to-day life? What are his pains? What are the things that are difficult for him? What are the things that he can gain from? And this is your value proposition. You are going to offer something that relieves his pains, the difficulties, and creates these gains that he needs. This is how you develop your value proposition.
And then may I ask some different question because you're from Netherlands, so you know how the farming is done.
Yeah.
Especially in Nepal, we are still using traditional tools like plow. And we are still using oxen to plow our field. So can you share us how the farming or agriculture is done in Netherlands?
I'm not an expert on the farming system in the Netherlands.
Personally, I'm asking you.
Yeah, no, I think also, the whole agricultural sector in Holland is now really under pressure, because what they've done is that they have been driven so much to scale up, and also this drive for efficiency while meeting all kinds of criteria.
Our session is about to start.
Yes, okay, thank you. And we are having huge problems. So we are having huge problems with, let's say, all our livestock, that we have created conditions for sheep, for chicken, for pigs, for cattle, which are unacceptable. People are being very critical about it, because we are a very big exporter of these products. But also in agriculture, it's gone at this drive for efficiency, this drive to scale up has gone at the expense of quality, and this is why people are super critical. And that's why you see now the uprise of more biological and more small. And so this is why I said yesterday, this paradigm, this dominant paradigm, whereby it's all about efficiency, time to market, productivity, effectiveness. This is not the future.
I think especially we need this should be able to access our technology to increase our productivity.
Of course, you need to improve your technology, probably, because as you say, it's very traditional still. But don't always compare yourself to other countries.
That's
Try to find your own strength in that.
understand.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am, for your valuable
Yes.
time. Can you
You're
have one
welcome.